New African Broadcasting Network.
He said, well, are you the Nigerian student? I said, yes. He said, they tell me you're smart. I said, I don't know. He said, but they tell me you don't have money. He said, that one is absolutely correct.
Dr. Adesina, your leadership embodies the American virtues of hard work and self-determination. From your upbringing in challenging circumstances to your academic training at Purdue University, your life experience and your dedication inspires many people around the world. The United States is and remains committed to food security, and we will continue to work with leaders like you to find innovative ways to end global hunger. Thank you for your commitment and your contributions to make the world a better place. Sincerely, Michael Pence, Vice President of the United States of America. Congratulations.
Margaret Madeline Chase Smith was an American politician, once said, "Public service must be more than doing a job efficiently and honestly. It must be a complete dedication to the people and to the nation." This vividly describes the life, work, and mission of Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, the current president of Africa Development Bank, AFDB. Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, a distinguished Nigerian, an outstanding public servant, an eternal optimist, and a first-class farmer with a bow tie. Dr. Adesina, for short, is brilliant, very smart, charismatic, speaks in quotable sound bites and loaded with international and government experience. He can hold a room with style and a smile, sporting a trademark bow tie and quip for all occasions. Whenever he discusses the implementation of his projects at Africa Development Bank or discusses Africa, he's always doing it with passion.
That Africa is open for business. The opportunities are there. When people look at Africa, think of the population, think of the middle class, think of the huge opportunities to invest across borders, not just limited by the boundaries of borders. And look at the opportunities for you to be able to invest in a continent with a population that will be the same size of China and India by the last 2050, rapid middle class, a continent that's striving with young people with lots of things to do. I guess the way I can only summarize it for the continent is what one of the senators, Senator Coons in the United States, said when they were launching their investment program for Africa. He said, think of the next China after China. We were thinking about that. And we think that next China after China is going to be Africa.
With a very clear vision, powered by an irrepressible passion, Adesina unleashed Africa's passion to feed itself and lift millions of its people out of poverty into wealth. Dr. Adesina described himself as,
Akinwumi Adesina is somebody who is very focused in life. The only thing that gives him satisfaction is just seeing lives of people transformed. And not just in terms of one or two, in terms of tens of millions of people transformed. I think my life is only useful to the extent in which it changes the lives of others. That's me. That's what keeps me awake every day.
May 28, 2015, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina made history when he was elected as the 8th president of Africa Development Bank, thus becoming the first Nigerian to occupy that exalted position since the establishment of the bank in 1964.
This is a mission that I pledge to dedicate myself as president of the African Development Bank, expanding opportunities and unlocking potentials for countries, for women, for the youth, for the private sector, for the continent.
Dr. Akinwumi promised to make African Development Bank a world first-class bank and substantially improve the patronage and customer experience, and he did it. Armed with a sharp vision for a much improved quality of life for Africans, he launched 5 priorities, high fives.
When I was to light up and empower Africa. The second one was to make sure we can feed Africa. The third one is that we can integrate Africa. Fourth one is that we will industrialize Africa. And finally, the most important thing, where the rubber meets the road, is that we will improve the quality of life for the people of Africa.
The high 5 priorities, light up and power Africa, feed Africa, integrate Africa, industrialize Africa, and improve the quality of life of the people of Africa, are rapidly transforming Africa and have received massive support all across Africa and globally.
D'abord, il faut qu'il y ait d'abord la transparence au niveau de tous les impôts que nous faisons sur les gens qui font le transport. Deuxièmement, il faut aider les gens qui sont dans le secteur informel.
In less than 5 years of his first-term mandate, the following unprecedented impacts were achieved. 18 million people were provided with access to electricity through Light Up and Power Africa. 141 million people gained access to improved agricultural technologies for food security through Feed Africa. 13 million people benefited from access to finance from private sector investment projects through Industrialize Africa. 101 million people benefited from access to better transport through Integrate Africa. 60 million people benefit from improved access to water and sanitation under Improved Quality of Life for the People of Africa. As Africa faced the coronavirus pandemic, Dr. Adesina led the bank to respond boldly. The bank announced a $10 billion crisis response facility in support of African countries. The bank also successfully launched a $3 billion Fight COVID-19 social bond on the global capital markets, which has been acclaimed as the largest U.S. dollar-denominated social bond ever in world history. The bond is now listed on the London Stock Exchange, now oversubscribed at $4.6 billion. Dr. Adesina and his powerful team at the African Development Bank made it happen. In summary, under Dr. Adesina's leadership, in less than 5 years, the bank's investments have benefited and impacted a total of 333 million Africans, an impact unprecedented since the bank's establishment in 1964. Dr. Adesina has continued to manage the bank exceptionally well.
Be more business-driven, make sure we can actually mobilize more resources to help African countries.
Whatever projects or business Dr. Akinwumi Adesina gets involved with, it becomes instantly successful. Dr. Adesina led a bold move to expand the capital of the bank to help further accelerate the continent's development. The bank successfully achieved a historic 125% increase in its capital in October 2019, increasing by $115 billion, from $93 billion to $208 billion. On record, this is the highest ever in the history of the bank. The African Development Bank's concessional window, the African Development Fund, ADF, was successfully replenished in December 2019. Donors' contributions to ADF 15 increased by 35%, which will make more funding available to support low-income countries and transition states on the continent.
I don't want a bank that is an elephant. I want a bank that's like a lion that's able to hunt and do things very fast.
The bank is very well managed. It has maintained its AAA rating by all the global rating agencies for 5 years in a row. In 2018, the bank recorded an unprecedented first when it was ranked number 1 by the Multilateral Organization Performance Assessment Network, MOPAN, a position jointly shared with the World Bank. Publish What You Fund ranked the bank in 2018 as the 4th most transparent institution among 45 global institutions. Dr. Adesina has led an unprecedented effort to attract investments to Africa, for the first time putting African Development Bank at the forefront of galvanizing investors around the world to invest massively in Africa across sectors.
Think of a continent brimming with 840 million youth, the youngest population in the world by 2050. Don't think far, just think Africa. The United States, therefore, and its private sector must change the lenses with which they look at Africa. Africa offers the United States the best deal of the century.
I don't see my position as president of the bank as a job. It's not a job at all. It's a mission. It's a mission to help with all of my colleagues and other partners to unlock opportunities for Africa, for that little child that is sitting in a little village somewhere that needs to go to school, for the women and girls that need access to water, for those that need access to good medication, to small businesses that need access to money, to a lot of Africans that need to have access to electricity, and to look at our continent so rich, with a lot of water, cheap labor, great sunshine, almost anything you grow in Africa, you throw it up, before it hits the ground, it can grow. That's how God has blessed Africa. Now, I am driven constantly
by a greater ambition for Africa. This can be a greater continent. This can be a continent where we can able to create a lot of massive amount of jobs. I want us to develop Africa with pride, a sense of confidence that finally Africa turned the corner. That's what drives me every single day. So it's not a job, it's a mission.
Who is this incredible Nigerian-born farmer, a world-renowned economist and eternal optimist? Adesina was born in February 1960 to the family of a farmer, Mr. Ronald Folorunso Adesina, and Eunice Adesina in an ancient city of Ibadan, western Nigeria. With little money, young Akinwumi Ayodeji went to a village school. From very humble beginnings and determination to rise out of poverty, young Akinwumi showed signs of success very early. He saw education as a leveler that will make the child of a poor man stand shoulder to shoulder with children of the rich and famous, words his father, Roland Adesina, engraved in his heart. Adesina, history maker. Young Adesina made history in 1981 when he graduated from the prestigious University of Ife, Nigeria, with a first-class honors degree in agricultural economics. Akinwumi Adesina made history when he became the first to make distinction in the university's history. Akinwumi Adesina proceeded to Purdue University, West Lafayette, state of Indiana, United States, for his master's and doctorate degrees. While in Purdue University, things were rough financially, with just 25 cents in his pocket, all he got an entire world, in a very chilling cold weather, no gloves, no winter coat, no money to eat. Akinwumi, a foreign student in a foreign country, focused his attention to God. With prayer and faith, God came to his rescue at the point of his need.
And my first semester, the funds just ran dry. The government wasn't paying my scholarship. And I was living on Cumberland, and I used to walk all the way to school. I didn't have sweater much. I didn't have gloves. It was very cold here, and one day, I had only 25 cents left in the world. And I prayed that day. I said, God, you got to do some miracles today. And I went to school, and I saw John Connors, who was one of my professors who taught me price analysis. And John Connors, I said, well, to John, look, I have only 25 cents left. And John Connors opened his drawer, and he wrote me a check for $100. Ooh. And he said, you pay that back at the end of your PhD, right? And then he said, well, when you go in, just go down to the 5th floor and go see a guy there whose name is called Phil Abbott. And Phil is here. So I enter Phil's office, and Phil, of course, he will back you. He was more concerned about his computer than you. So I walked in, and he said, well, are you the Nigerian student? I said, yes. He said, they tell me you're smart. I said, I don't know. He said, but they tell me you don't have money. He said, that one is absolutely correct. And then he said to me, you have an assistantship. So I got an assistantship my first semester because of him. And I said, what does it really mean, assistantship? I said, does it mean I get paid at the end of this month? That was the first time he turned his chair. He looked at me. He said, well, look, this is United States of America. When you work hard, you get paid. I said, don't get angry. I just want to get paid at the end of the month. And so that was how I got my master's training. And when it was time for my PhD, John Sanders did the same for me and got me on an in-sawmill project. And I was able to do my PhD. So the point I'm trying to make to you, President, is that I was glad to have chosen Purdue. But I also have fantastic professors. I got a lot of love out of here. So many of my professors are all here from Agicon who poured themselves into me. So this is a world-class university. I think I wouldn't be who I am today without a world-class education I got out of here.
Purdue University, West Lafayette, Indiana, is one of the top-rated world-class universities. The school is noted for training global leaders. In 1988, he obtained his PhD in agricultural economics from Purdue University, United States of America, at the age of 28 years. Again, Nigerian-born son of a farmer won the Outstanding PhD Thesis Award from Purdue University in the United States. A goldfish has no hiding place, and a heart of service is like rivers that bring life everywhere it goes, Steve Sensky, Deputy Secretary, United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, was so impressed. Hear what he said about Dr. Adesina.
He previously served as Nigeria's Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, during which he implemented bold policy reforms and created new agricultural investment programs to expand opportunities for the private sector. A distinguished development economist and agriculture development expert, Dr. Adesina was Vice President of the Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa and Associate Director of the Rockefeller Foundation in New York, where he worked for a decade in various senior positions, including as Regional Office Director and Representative for Southern Africa. He was a Principal Economist for the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, Principal Economist and Coordinator of the West Africa Rice Economics Task Force at the West Africa Rice Development Association, and Assistant Principal Economist at the International Crop Research Institute in the semi-arid tropics. He was also president of the African Association of Agriculture Economists. Are you impressed yet? I am.
African countries saw the success of his work, and a spark was ignited as nations embraced his approach to agriculture as a business. The youth across Africa flocked to agriculture, inspired by Adesina's call that agriculture is a business and not a way of life. Recognitions and accolades came in droves to celebrate Adesina's vision, passion, and the transformative impacts of his several innovations. In October 2017, Purdue University, USA, decorated Dr. Akinwumi Adesina with its highest honor, the Order of the Griffin, recognizing his vision to boost up agricultural economy in Africa, a rare honor given only to 50 persons since 1893, including to Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon.
We have a lot of recognitions here at Purdue and lots of ways to honor people who do extraordinary things. The single highest of these, been given fewer than 50 times in history, is called the Griffin Award. And those of us who huddled on this subject took no time at all to decide that if anyone ever merited the Griffin Award from Purdue University, it's you, Dr. Adesina. Here it is, and thank you.
In February 2019, Dr. Adesina was awarded the prestigious Sunhak Peace Prize in Seoul, South Korea, for his global leadership on agriculture, food security, transparency, and good governance. In October 2017, people from all walks of life, including world leaders, governors, top politicians, academicians, government representatives, gathered together in Iowa, United States to honor Dr. Akinwumi Adesina when he won 2017 World Food Prize Foundation Award.
Tonight we are honoring one of the most dynamic leaders in promoting food security and inspiring young people not only in Africa but around the world. The 2017 World Food Prize laureate's personal story is one of incredible achievement. He is a man who rose out of poverty himself and is now leading millions of others on the road to a better life through education, improved nutrition, and increased agricultural production. And in those efforts, he gives great emphasis to empowering women. I am therefore extremely proud as governor of the great state of Iowa to officially proclaim Dr. Akinwumi Adesina as the 2017 World Food Prize Laureate. Congratulations.
Dr. Akinwumi Ayodeji Adesina, a father, a family man, a mentor, and a good husband to his wife. Adesina met his long life partner and love of his life, Grace, in a Christian fellowship group they co-founded at the university. Akinwumi, the son of a farmer, could not hide his love for Grace, the daughter of Dr. Olorun Toba, former Minister Agriculture in Nigeria. Akinwumi Adesina and Grace got married in 1984, and since then they have been inseparable.
It's great to be back with Grace, and talking of Grace and bow ties, actually I got into bow tie because of Grace, and she buys all the bow ties, and she actually taught me how to tie them, so credit goes to her. So
Dr. Adesina connects the world with his infectious smile. Wherever Dr. Akinwumi Adesina goes, he touches lives with his infectious smile, a special gift he inherited from his father.
I'm very proud of the laudable achievements of Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, an exemplary product of the Faculty of Agriculture of Bafemi Awolowo University under the mentorship of the legendary Professor Wale Omole, who was the faculty dean when Dr. Adesina graduated. Africa is indeed blessed to have Dr. Adesina head the Strategic African Development Bank, an organization tasked with the eradication of the most basic of Africa's problems: hunger and food supply. Hearty congratulations to Dr. Adesina on his induction into the prestigious and elite group of amazing Nigerians. Congratulations.
Dr. Akinwumi Adesina is not just an exemplary Nigerian, but an African, an example to an entire black race. And I must say, Dr. Adesina, you have not just created a path, but set the precedence so that those coming behind you will create a trail of glory. And I must say, commend you, and I say thank you very much. God bless you.
Also, the president of Soleil Kenyan Foundation, Dr. Terrence Baker, said,
It's incredible to have a leader that can interface between the African nations, their needs for independency, and their needs to be able to feed themselves, provide basic health care, provide basic energy, promote women's rights, promote the rights of entrepreneurs to start small businesses. And this man only is in the right place in history at the right time in order to bring all of these ideas together.
The entire team of NABN TV wishes to thank Dr. Akinwumi Ayodeji Adesina for standing up for Africa. Thank you for feeding the continent of Africa. Thank you for inspiring and empowering the youths of Africa. Thank you for supporting the women and the children of Africa. Thank you for your unflinching support to African farmers. Thank you for putting Africa, especially Nigeria, on the map of the world through your work. Thank you for your uncompromised and selfless service to humanity. Akinwumi Ayodeji Adesina, we wish you a much brighter future, full of greater achievements and service for your country, Nigeria, and your continent, Africa, and to the world. Please keep up the good job. We want to thank the great team behind the scene who made this documentary possible. Dr. Leo Egbujiobi, co-producer NABN TV, Doctors in the House. Mr. Tunde Laore, a veteran journalist, thank you for your immense contribution. We appreciate you. On behalf of our executive producers, Moses Adedeji and Joy Adedeji, my name is Brian Kamei. Thank you for watching.
Africa is a continent with great potential, with a population of 1.2 billion out of the 7 billion of people in the world, and with the most youthful population demographic in the world. Africa is a place of promise.
Africa is not left behind, but Africa this time is wiser. They're saying we want value for money. Remember, I say the time for the African lion is now.
NABN TV brings to you the beauty, diversity, creativity, and rich culture of Africa. Coming soon to you. Africa, your time is now.
It will be interesting to see what Africa has to offer in terms of its natural resources, and it will bring you that, will educate you, will keep you informed, and then where necessary, we're going to entertain you. We'll see you later.
Africa, your time is now. Arise and shine.